Hi, this is Jess, and welcome to my very first video on my YouTube channel at Just Do It. Today I'm going to be showing you how I installed my Thinkware Pro F200 dash cam camera. I'm going to hardwire it to my panel so that it can utilize the parking function. So what you'll want to do when you get your dash cam, whichever one it is, you'll need to download the app for that specific one, and you'll need to position it exactly where you need to put it. So it should come with the piece that you'll put into here. And once you have that, turn on the app and position it exactly where you need to put it. Stick it on. You can do the same thing with the back. But what you'll need to do when you do the back, you'll need to plug in the one that goes on the side here and just like throw the wire at the back for now until you can figure out exactly where it should be. And then you can figure out the wiring part after. So essentially what you'll do, the wire that's going to be hardwired into your fuse panel, it's going to be tucked all into this plastic here. You'll need to remove the grab bar. So that's the first thing you'll need to do. Put it behind there, remove the front cowl, wire the hard wires that came with the unit. And if it doesn't come with it, I'll mention that later. I'll show you exactly what mine looks like. You can buy that separately, but I'll show you how to put it in there. And yeah, let's get started. So these are the things that you will need to install this. You're going to need a 10mm socket wrench. This is a T25 bit. If you don't have the Jeep kit, you will need to get a T40. That's this one right here. I use some plastic tools just so I didn't ruin any plastic on my Jeep. You will need some wire. I got the 25 foot 18 gauge from Canadian Tire. The wire tool and 2 add a fuse. This will add the fuses right into your fuse panel. And then here's the electrical tape. The first thing you'll want to do is remove this piece from your grab bar. You can literally do this with your hand. If you have the plastic tool, that's great too. I'm also going to take this plastic tool, and I bought this from Amazon, and you'll want to lift the speaker housing just so you don't damage that. Okay, so you'll just move that out of the way like that. You'll take your socket wrench, which was the 10mm, and you'll undo this until it's completely undone. Okay, now that I've got the speaker housing off and I've taken both of these bolts out, they'll look like this. What you'll do is you'll just tug on that. See, and it comes completely off. From there you can see where I've hidden the wires for the front camera. I will go outside of the vehicle and show you how I did the rest. Okay, so this is the cowling on the front of your Jeep, and this is where you will need the T40 hex bit. So what you'll do is you'll just undo this. And you'll also want to undo the top ones here. Okay, so now that I've removed those 4 screws, just note that these ones over here, they will be longer. The ones on the left here are the ones that I removed from this part. So just remember that, put them in a specific spot. So essentially what you'll do is you'll just pull this out like that. And of course I didn't have this antenna on when I did this job. So I'll just move that out of the way. Okay, there we go. So now you can see where I've run the wire through here. So essentially what you'll do you're going to need to move this piece here. You can literally just pop it off, tuck the wires all under the plastic here, through here, and through the front. And I'll show you how I hooked it up to the fuse panel. Now that I have the hood open and the fuse panel box lid off, so essentially that's going to be down like this. When you lift it up, you can see exactly what fuses are and in what position. So the piece that I was talking to you about earlier that came with my camera is the Hardwire kit. So that's this unit here. So the reason why you need the electrical tape is to wrap it around here, and I'll show you how to do that later. So essentially the yellow is going to be hooked on to ignition. So when you look here, you match that with this, you can see that's in position F43. That fuse can also be located to F45, but I want it in F43. So you go down here, you can see that F43 is power outlet cargo battery and F45 is power outlet cargo ignition. So I want it to be always on. So that's why I have it in the F43 position. The other one, which is the red wire, I've plugged it over here, which is F52. And F52, when you look down here, is the cigar lighter. So that turns on when your vehicle turns on. Okay, so that's how you will position these, and then you'll literally just put this back on. So I'll show you how to hook this up. So when I showed you earlier what tools are required for this job, I mentioned that you would need an 18 gauge wire. That's actually incorrect. So I actually bought this wire so I could hook up some halo headlights to my Jeep, and I had to configure the DRL lights. So you don't need this. I'm just going to show you with this though, how you would plug that harness, that red wire and the yellow wire into the addifuse. Now this is a micro addifuse. You need a micro because that's what the Jeep takes. It's not a mini, it's a micro. So what you would do, you put this in, make sure it's in all the way. On here, there's a couple tabs right in the middle here. You're gonna put this, just put this in between and crimp it as hard as you can. Once that's done, you'll tug on the wire a little bit, make sure it's in there. It's not gonna come out. Once that's done, you'll wrap some electrical wire just to make sure it's a watertight seal, and that's what I was showing you earlier. Now, the original fuse that you pulled out of the fuse panel, you're going to put that at the bottom, and you'll put this piece in that part. You'll have to add another fuse. You'll see this is a 20 amp. You don't want to go more than what's already in that panel. So I think the other one was a 20. I would suggest putting a 10. You don't need much more for a dash cam. So the original one you'll put here at the bottom, and then the one that you'll add is here, and that will be for your dash cam. I'm at the back of my Jeep now, and this is where you're going to need that T25 bit. Essentially, you're going to want to remove all of the screws along the frame here. I only have a 2-door, so I don't have that many. The reason why you're removing those is because you want some slack to pull this down and tuck the wire in there so you don't see it. So you'll remove all of those screws. You'll remove this plate here. It literally just pops out with a plastic pry tool if you want to wear some gloves. Pull this. It is quite sharp. I can't remember if this piece goes back. I think it does a little bit. So you can move that piece back. Put the wire through. And I put mine through the hole here. This is where the wires come out for the backlight. And this is where I stuck my camera, right here. So if you have a soft top, obviously you won't be able to stick it there. I would recommend just sticking it either here, or you can put it under here, and that should be fine. For my review of the Thinkware F200 Pro, I like the camera. I find the front and rear video quality is really good. There are some options whereby you can use the driver assistance system. There's safety camera alerts. It's super discreet and reasonably priced. The only thing that I'm not fond of is, in order to view any footage, you have to either hook up wirelessly to your dash cam while you are in the vehicle, or remove the SD card and view the footage on your computer. So the SD card on this one is right here. So you literally pop that out, put it in your computer, and you can see the footage. There are some cloud-based dash cams out there, which I think I would prefer down the road. With those, you can connect anywhere, anytime. Unfortunately, I didn't think about that when I purchased this one during the winter last year. But for now, it will do. It makes me feel at ease if I'm ever in an accident, or if my car gets hit while it's parked somewhere. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I can make more videos like these. And if you have any questions, please feel free to make them in the comments below, and I'll respond to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.